placement just to kind of keep a watchful eye on his base, and those drops can really happen that way. Second robotics facility going up now. +1/+1's just about finished for the Zerg, getting his infestation pit so he can go up to the hive tech. See how he transitions into his hive tech. Ooh, lag. I haven't had lag yet. Nope, taking out these destructible rocks as well as getting ready to establish this third base in the top left corner. Meanwhile, the Protoss players just took down his destructible rock so he can get ready to set his third up. We do have another hatchery as well as the hive going up and a spire going up as well as 7 more roaches in production. And the Protoss players getting 2 immortals in production right now. As we do see, he's also still probing up quite nicely. Currently sitting at 100 for the Protoss player, 116 for the Zerg player. And income-wise, Zerg's at 54 harvesters and Protoss is at 43 harvesters. Switching back over to production, we still have those 2 immortals as well as getting ground attacks level 1. Kind of nice about the Protoss is their ground weapons level 1 affects their immortals, colossi, zealots, stalkers, sentries. It pretty much affects their main army. Versus, you know, like Terran has to get bio weapons or vehicle weapons or air weapons, and same for Zerg, they have to get missile attacks, melee attacks, and air as well. Getting the gold base set up as well as that back expansion as well. It looks like maybe he might use some of these queens to transfer over to those bases so you can start macroing up there. Getting +2 missile attacks going up right now, as well as getting 4 hatcheries. You can see he's got another hatchery going up here. This hatchery here, a hatchery here, and a hatchery here, so it looks like he's getting ready to just go major macro mode. Getting his greater spire going up, so we probably will be seeing broodlords in the near future. Meanwhile, Protoss is just kind of sitting there chilling on his small little force here, just hasn't really pushed out or done anything kind of exciting. Neither one of these players have really attacked each other that much. We do have the robotics bay going up for the Protoss player, so more than likely be transitioning into some colossi. But he really needs to take out this base and get up to 3 bases, or take this base and get up to 3 bases, as he will file pretty far behind in economy, and the Zerg will just be able to out-macro him and run him over. Switching back over here, looks like we just have this major roach army just kind of chilling out here, as well as a queen army, so it's a roach queen army versus a typical ground army with some immortals, which will do quite a bit of damage to the roaches. Mortals currently do 55 damage to armored. Roaches only have 145 life, so 3 shots from an immortal and those roaches are dead. We do have some corruptors coming up now for the Zerg player, as well as getting colossi and that extended thermal lance upgrade. Sitting here on the watchtower, looks like he's deciding to pull back. Nope, there he goes, pushing forward again. And watch these units move out here. Yeah, it's kind of silly. Usually you don't see a Protoss player just kind of sit idle like this. I mean, he is sitting up at 1,500 minerals, so you might want to throw some more gateways up. 52 Zerglings and 5 roaches in production now for the Zerg. He's going to be getting a nice good surround on those immortals, as well as getting this broodlord up. Also researching burrow, the overlord movement speed. Missile attacks level 2 just finished, and ground attacks level 2, or ground armor level 2 is working. Getting the Twilight Council for his forces as well. Looks like those zealots are just cleaning up some creep tumors while he's waiting to engage this force. And I have a feeling this Protoss army is just going to get destroyed. Nice force fields kind of keeping the army back. Meanwhile, that broodlord's coming in to do some damage. Yep, Protoss player, that's what happens when you let the Zerg just sit there and macro on 4 bases. You get a smaller army and you'll lose every battle. You might want to spend some of your money, build a whole bunch of gateways, build some more robotics bays, and come back into this. Getting a second forge so we can get some second upgrades up. Another gateway's going up as well. But it's just not going to be enough. I don't think you can get enough up fast enough, especially being supply blocked right now at 140. Currently, you look at the army size, we have 197 for the Zerg player, 140 for the Protoss player. The Zerg's literally just going to be able to wipe the floor with him as soon as he decides to attack. Probably waiting until some of his critical upgrades finish. He did just start missile attacks level 3, and he's now getting Zergling movement speed. It's very interesting. I don't think I've seen too many games where the Zergs don't go for that very early Zergling speed. He's just now researching it almost 20 minutes into the game. Also getting ground armor level 3. as well as getting another expansion up here at the 12 o'clock position. Protoss, meanwhile, is researching Blink and getting a lot more Immortals, which will do good against the Roach army, but it's not going to do too well against these Broodlords. And he does have a lot of these Queens brought up, so he can get some nice transfuses out if he needs to. Try to help keep those Broodlords alive for a little bit. And meanwhile, the Protoss player is just being choked out. I mean, he's still got quite a bit of minerals left here. Decent amount of minerals left here. But it's just not going to be enough after a while with those Broodlords right there. Looks like he's going to be getting flanked here in just a moment. Sniping on those Broodlords with those Blink Stalkers. It's taking him down pretty fast. Not even fast enough to get those transfuses up. Meanwhile, his entire army's up here to the north. And then he's focusing down these Queens here to the left. Getting some pretty good damage in with this ball. Saved a lot of his army back. He hasn't even brought out in his whole army. Looks like he's getting a nice surround on those Colossi, getting them taken down. The Protoss player actually did quite a bit more damage than I thought he would. We'll check the resource counting station after this battle's done. We see the Protoss player down at 76, the Zerg player still at 158, so he'll be able to macro up a lot faster and recover a lot quickly. I figured the Zerg opponent would have done a lot more damage than he did, but the Protoss was able to hold that off quite well, forcing the Zerg player to have to retreat this battle, but he's got a whole slew of Roaches coming through. Look at the units tab, we've got 45 Roaches versus 10 Stalkers, so this should be a pretty one-sided battle. These cannons will help do a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, the Protoss just now got his third base up. It looks like the Roaches are going to force their way through these cannons. And he's just going to waltz himself. Oh, nice little burrow trick to get some of the Roaches healed up. With that observer there, he's able to see those, and he's going to be running back to some creep. It'd be nice to see him burrow those while he's waiting, just to let them heal up, get their health back up to full on some of these weaker Roaches down at like half health and lower. Meanwhile, switching back over to production, we got 15 more Roaches coming in, as well as ground armor level 3. Getting another Gateway, a Colossus, and we're researching +3/+3 for the Protoss as well. So both players pretty even on the upgrades right now. And looks like the Protoss player's running pretty low on money. Look at the income tab, 48 Harvesters to 54, and he is mined out in his main now. So he's going to be transferring those to his third. Look back, we got 5 Queens in production for the Zerg player, and just finishing up that +3/+3 while he's working on backering up an army. But his income was really low there for a while, so he's having a hard time building units. Meanwhile, we have another attack coming in from the Zerg player. Looks like he's going to push right up on those pylons, get as close to those units as possible, and target firing down those Immortals, target firing down the frontline units. He should be able to push this down pretty fast. Let's see how much damage that Colossus is able to do before he gets sniped by those Roaches. He's got so many Roaches in here, he's just pushing his way through. He can possibly even take out this upgrade before it finishes. Yep, there he goes, focusing down that forge just a little bit. Just kind of doing some stop micro, and the Roaches will just target. Oh, leaves it alive with 25 health. Looks like that upgrade will finish. And then we have the GG coming from the Protoss player. Alright, well, if you like that cast, please subscribe to my channel down below. There'll be plenty more like it. As always, I got this replay from the StarCast channel. Thank you to Blueblox who are posting that up there. I will catch you guys later.